Let's talk about finger picking a little bit. Oh, this room is echoey. So anyway, finger picking. Using your fingers instead of a pick. Okay, so what we can do is a really simple exercise is start with just a basic chord. In this case, I'm going to use a C. Okay, and then, so the C is 3rd fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the D string, the open G, 1st fret on the B, and the open high E. Okay, so if we use thumb and 1st and 2nd fingers and pluck the A string, then the G, and then the B, okay, we then have, okay, so starting with just that, just to get a feel for it, okay, so that's 3 notes. So that's kind of like a triplet thing. If we wanted to do 4, which would be more of just your standard pop kind of song thing, then we could do thumb on the A string, 1st finger, pointy finger on the G, 2nd finger on the B string, and then 1st finger back on the G. So the strings are going to be A, G, B, G, A, G, B, G. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or any combination, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and whatever, 16th notes, 8th notes, whatever you wanted to do. Okay, so that's a great exercise just to get started with finger picking. Okay, so okay, then another thing that you want to start doing after you've mastered that is start getting a little bit of control over the fingers. Okay, so what I mean is the dynamics. So softly, and then louder, and louder. Okay, that way you're able to switch between the quieter and louder part. So you can have certain notes kind of jump out a little louder, accent a little bit, and then other notes a little bit quieter, kind of in the background. Okay? Then, another option is you can use a pick in your fingers. So now, since I'm going to use my 1st finger and my thumb to hold the pick, now I can pluck with my 2nd and 3rd fingers instead. So. Okay, that way you keep the pick right in your fingers. So you can very easily go from finger picking to strumming, whatever. Okay, this is called hybrid picking, and it's just simply a hybrid, a combination of plucking with the pick and plucking with your fingers. So a combination between pick and fingers. Okay, so if we then move on to that same 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern thing on the C. Okay, now if we go to a G, which technically I'm going to play G/B. So 2nd fret on the A string, the open D, the open G, and then 3rd fret on the B string. Then we have. Then if we go to an A minor chord, which is open A, although we're not going to play it I like to hold down the 2nd fret on the D string, the 2nd fret on the G, and the 1st fret on the B. Okay, so I like to hold down, even if I'm not going to play the D string, I like to hold that down. On the off chance that I accidentally do pluck that string, that 2nd fret is now a note in the chord. So it's not going to suddenly stand out as like, bad note. It's still part of the chord. So it all fits nicely. Okay, so the A minor. So now if we string them together, and actually that would be 3 chords, then we could go back to the G/B. So now that's 4 chords in a row, so you could do. And start over again, and you now have something that actually sounds kind of musical instead of just an exercise. Okay. Now, the next thing that we want to do is start varying up the picking pattern. Okay, so sticking with the C, we could do so now what I'm doing, still holding the C chord down, with my thumb I'm plucking on the A string. Okay, then with my 1st finger, plucking on the G, then my thumb, plucking on the D, then with my 2nd finger, plucking on the B. So, I'm alternating back and forth between those two and those two. I messed up. And I messed up again. I guess I should be practicing the finger picking. But anyway, admittedly I don't do a lot of finger picking. So that's a nice little exercise, and you can go through the same thing with the A minor, then the B, G/B again, and blah blah blah. Okay, we could also do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Across the C. Okay, so now that's like a 6/8 kind of feel. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and for this, usually you're going to use your thumb for the 3 bass strings, the 3 lowest strings, and then your fingers for the higher strings. But for this, it seems for me, it works a little better to go thumb, thumb, 1st finger, 2nd finger, 1st finger, 1st finger. So I'm now plucking the D string with my 1st finger. Okay? But whatever works for you. Then, of course, you can start switching chords around. So we could do like the C, then the full G. Okay, now the thumb, what I just played, I played the lowest string, the lowest note in the chord on the A string. Then the G, now the lowest note is on the E, the low E string, and my finger still stayed on the G and B. So, then G. Now my thumb's back on the A string again. So, my thumb's switching depending on the chord. The C, it's on the A string. The G, it's on the low E string. Okay? If I played a D, then my thumb might be plucking the D string. Okay, an F, that version of an F, I might use my thumb on the D again, on the D string again. So, some good exercises for finger picking and getting used to doing it. And if you wanted to opt for the hybrid picking, then everything that we just talked about, instead of using first and second fingers in your thumb, you would use thumb and first finger to hold the pick. So instead of thumb and first and second finger, it would be pick in second and third finger. So your fingers just shift because you're going to use your first finger to hold the pick. But whatever works for you, doesn't matter to me. Okay, as long as you know what you want to come out of the guitar is coming out of the guitar, then yay. So there we go.